I was training for the 100-mile run, and I was living on my own, and my coach was a guy called Marcus Smith. He's an absolute legend. Check him out. He's the guy from Dubai who ran 30 marathons in 30 days. Absolute legend of a guy who Leeds together and played rugby. And he was coaching me, and I remember these words to the day. We were at the weekend. It was coming towards the 100-mile run, and he said to me, I'm not going to try and do his York cross Dubai cross South Africa accent, but he said to me, mate, listen, have a great day. I hope you've got your son, and if not, you've always got yourself. And I've always remembered that, and I want every single one of you to know that. That's the only thing you can really rely on. Always fucking got yourself. So tell that person, tell yourself that you're enough. Speak to yourself with gratitude and compassion. Speak to yourself like someone you love. How the fuck can you expect someone to love you when you don't love yourself? And like I said, it's not about bubble baths and books and candles. Self-love is about realizing that you're absolutely perfect as you are. Because as I've said, this goes round a bit, doesn't it, in life? But fucking hell, he loves himself. Well, what's the opposite? The opposite to loving yourself is hating yourself. So you can only do one of those two things. So, replace that voice of criticism with the voice of kindness. Be kind to yourself, but also detach yourself from achievements, because those people telling you you look great and you are great and you did great and you scored great and you made great and you whatever, as long as your worth is attached to those achievements, it can be taken away from you in a second. And that's exactly what happened with those runs. All my self-worth, all my self-love, all my validation was attached to money, things, being on TV, my abs, how many girls liked my Instagram pictures, how many people told me I was looking great, how many people told me I was looking great, and X, Y, and Z. So you can't control that stuff. So you need to understand that you are not your job. You are not your car. You are not your bank balance. You're not your body fat percentage. As long as you go through life, if you go through life attaching your net worth to your self-worth or your self-worth to your net worth, you're always going to be miserable, because that can be taken away at any time. But like Marcus said to me, I don't know why I always make me sound emotional when I say this, but I hope you've got your son, and if not, you've always got yourself. Well, whether you're that 6-year-old boy or whether you're the 44-year-old man, that's the only thing you can truly rely on. That might sound cold, and I'm not talking about not letting people in or, putting up barriers or any of that stuff, because I don't believe in that either. Because if you don't you need to let people in and love you. And if it doesn't work out, well, that's their fault, not yours. Don't ever go into that zone where you're like, well, I've been hurt, so I'm never going to let anyone in or love them. Be willing to get hurt 1,000,000 times to find the right person. Be willing to get burned 1,000,000 times. Because if you don't, then you'll never find out. And like I said, it's never about you. It's about them. The only way it can be about you is if you make it about you. So, you've always got yourself. So if that's the key thing that you focus on, then nothing can ever go wrong, because no one can ever take you away from you. And guess what? That boy survived all of that. He went through that. He just had to have these few lessons a bit later on in life to realise that he wasn't that 6-year-old boy anymore. And that 6-year-old boy needed to stop showing up, because he was now a 44-year-old man. So, as I said, you're not your job, you're not your car, you're not your bank balance, you're not how good looking your partner is, you're not your watch, you're not your body fat percentage, you're not your booty, right? You are you. And in whatever sense you are you, when you can truly be you, you're perfect and you'll attract the right person. Keep trying to be someone else and you're going to keep attracting the wrong person. So you can do this by daily affirmations. It sounds really weird, this. Hopefully I can make this a bit more fun now. I've caught my breath. Sorry about that. So daily affirmations. So you've heard daily affirmations talked about time and time again. But I remember when I was working with Nikki and she said to me, Lee, I need you to go to the love gym. I'm like, right. She went, I want you to go to the love gym every morning and I want you to flex your love muscle. Now that might sound very, very wrong for someone who's got a bit of a sexual mind like me. But she said, I want you to stand in front of the mirror and I want you to tell yourself how much you love yourself, how worthy you are, how amazing you are, how perfect you are, how strong you are, how you're a fucking survivor, not a victim, how no one can touch Lee Freeman, because Lee Freeman's always got Lee Freeman. And that 6-year-old boy never needs to be afraid anymore because Lee Freeman's got his back. And it sounds cheesy, it sounds cliched, but you have to do it time and time and time again. If you've told yourself for the last 20 years that you're not good enough and you're not worthy of love, like, you're not going to listen to this podcast, get inspired, and do that for 2 days and changes all those opinions. You have to do it over and over and over and over again. So every morning, I am enough. I am worthy. I am worthy of love. I am love. And just keep saying it over and over and over again until you believe it. But also realize how strong you are. And if you've always got your own back, no one can ever touch you. If you keep relying on other people to have your back, you know, people say, so, well, I'd never treat anyone like that. Well, great. Stop expecting other people from you. They're not you. Everyone's just doing their best. Do you know what I say about my dad now? At that time, he was just doing his best. He was just doing his best with the emotional tools that he had available to him up until that point in life. Same as my stepmom. She was just doing her best. Doesn't make it right. I'm just not going to give any energy to it. I've forgiven it. It's gone. I wish them nothing but love and happiness. Genuinely. Doesn't make it okay, but I'm not going to give my energy to that. I can give my energy to Logan. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about you. But if you put your happiness in the hands of another person, you're always going to be weak. Your happiness isn't their responsibility. It's yours. And I don't need anyone, because Lee Freeman has always got Lee Freeman. Nobody can ever take that away from me. Not my strength, not what I've been through, not the adversity, not the challenge. And I know I'm enough now because I've said it 1,000 fucking times. I know that I'm worthy of love. That doesn't mean that I have to be in a loving relationship in order to be okay. I just know that I'm worthy. So you have to say it until you believe it, but you also need to set boundaries. So you need to say no and get the fuck away from anyone who questions your worth, or worse, makes you question your worth. Cut them out like a fucking cancerous cyst. Put a fucking bullet through their skull, figuratively speaking. Don't go out and kill anyone. Do not be around anyone that makes you question your worth, because you're fucking good enough. You're a fucking miracle. You were fucking born enough, and you're worthy of love. Anyone who convinces you otherwise is a cunt. End of story. Case closed. Set boundaries. Get away from them. Why would you want to be around someone who makes you feel like you're not enough? So audit your environment. Surround yourself with people who see your value. Surround yourself with people who make you feel loved. Surround yourself with people who make you feel worthy. But don't rely on it to be okay. That's a bonus. Does that make sense? That's the fucking cherry on the cake. It's fucking great for me to be around people that make me feel loved, worthy, and like I'm enough. But I'm not reliant on them to feel that way, because that way I'm placing my happiness in their hands. That's not fair on them, and that's not fair on me, because my happiness is my responsibility. And do the work. Like, you have this podcast here. Fucking anyone, if you're struggling, inbox me at any time. I'll always get back to you, even if it's, you know, you can't afford coaching. I've got 300 plus hours of free content. I can direct you to the right one. But do the work. Audit your environment, create boundaries, do the therapy, do the journaling, do the meditation, do the affirmations. It's a great podcast on here, Reprogram Your Mind in 3 days, episode 3. There's another one on YouTube, Reprogram It in 7 days. And it's not quick and it's not easy, but it's worth it. But reprogram your mind and your subconscious to realize that you're fucking unstoppable. You have 100% fucking knockout record. You're watching this video. You wouldn't be here if not. You've fucking beaten every single one of your toughest days so far. Do you know why? Because you're fucking strong. Because you're enough and you've always got your own back. So if nobody's told you this lately, I want you to know, from me to you, from my heart to yours, that you're enough, that you're lovable, and that you're worthy of love. So from this day onwards, you can stop running from that pain. Stop running away from other people. Stop trying to prove things to ghosts. Stop trying to do anything to get love. Love is love. Love is unconditional. Love can't have conditions. You can't live in a place where I'll love you if X. I'll love you if you earn this amount of money. I'll love you if you do this for me. Love is love. It cannot have conditions. So stop running from pain. Stop trying to prove yourself and just start being yourself and start running towards yourself.